least 20%, and the usage now of solar and mazot instead of gas, which we always claimed we had enough, but because we don't have enough money to dig for new wells for gas, that's why we have this shortage. In addition, I mean, if you don't want the country to get further, do what they are doing. But this will not paralyze us. Okay?
It will not, and
it will not inhibit us from, and it is an indication, as I told you, Nermeen,
we are on the right path.
Yes.
Let's talk to a source of hope, our national project. Back to Al Ahram, we are going to read about the latest news about the new Suez Canal project. Digging 8 million square meters in the new Suez Canal, till the moment, of course. No, it's not till the moment, I think this is a little bit earlier. Announcing the name of the coalition which will lay down the general plan of the mega project. This is going to be made on Monday, meaning in 24 hours. 18 suggested projects to develop the Suez Canal access, a committee comprising 11 ministries to provide and train the needed workers, and we are still tackling the same issue, but this time from Al-Masri Al-Yawm, where we read: national security considerations behind turning the Suez Canal stocks into investment bonds. The presidency asked for the advice of specialized experts to carry out the comparison. Economists say that the project needs 60 billion pounds. Finally, Al-Yawm Al-Saba is saying 40 billion pounds worth of investment bonds of the Suez Canal project. An official said, we expect the amount to increase, and the banks are getting ready to carry out the measures of the joint loan. How do you see the latest developments today after the other? I mean, we are following even a minute by minute what's going on there, whether on the political or on the economic levels, and what's going on the ground.
This Suez Canal, the second Suez Canal, really.
The new one.
The new one. It reminds me of the time of Gamal Abdel Nasser, when you have a mega project, okay, that would contribute to the development of the country. Definitely, I'm happy to hear that. And definitely, being a specialist in development, if you have the estimated gains from the project are around $120 billion to $140 billion. Imagine.
259% of the current revenues of the current Suez Canal.
Of course, because you have here two ways, one going north and the other one going south. Okay, so instead of getting through the Suez Canal in 11 hours, it would be only 3 hours. Okay, so in fact, when you listen to that, I mean, it gives you hope, because all our income all together did not amount to $60 billion per year. Now, if you have only one source, and we still have
more and more.
Yes, we have tourism, we have investments from abroad, we have from taxes, our source of income. So this money, or monies, could be used to develop Egypt, to develop the human being in Egypt, to achieve one of the major banners of the revolution, the dignity of the Egyptian person. Okay, we can, have hopes for a better future, not just for us. No,
yes, of course,
but
to the coming generations.
And there is another source of income that hasn't been mentioned, which are the logistics, which Egypt will provide to all the people. We are only dominating a very minute percentage of international trade. If we do these logistics, and mind you, the latest visit of Field Marshal President Sisi, okay, to Russia.
Yeah.
He agreed with Putin that he will grant Putin an
Russian
area for industrial development.
Okay.
It is an area in which industry, Russian industry, which is labor intensive by nature.
And it was just a coincidence to find that one of the American spokesperson of the White House saying that we do have very good relations with Egypt when El-Sisi was in Russia. I know this was a coincidence.
The pushed coincidence, yes, I agree with it. And mind you, there is another person who is going to be very upset, Erdogan, because in return, Russia has granted Egypt, you know, a strategic place in the Black Sea, and this is where, nearby Uncle Erdogan, okay? So Egypt will provide for the logistics. There, imagine, nearby at the back door. It is a power struggle in one way or another. We are not just saying to
I see it as a battle of wits.
I agree with you, but the problem is, which I cannot really apprehend with the American administration, they never learn from their mistakes. Ever. Ever. Barack Obama is remind me of one person, John Foster Dulles, who took it personal back in the 50s and denied Egypt a loan from the IMF. Okay, now it is what this, I call it childish behavior of the United States, okay? And definitely, if they go on and continue what they are doing, at the end of the day, okay, what will happen? The relations between us and them will get worse. It doesn't understand the administration. Mind you, I have nothing against the American people.
Sure.
Nothing whatsoever.
We have nothing about any people coming from any world. We have differences with the administrations or the governments. It's not the people.
If you listen to what the Minister of Finance said when he went to the United States, he said Egypt could act as the hub for the United States to Africa and to the Middle East.
Ma'am,
have good relations
this
with
is a new era where Egypt is dealing with the other governments or the other states on equal foot.
Not just equal footing.
Speaking about
sovereignty, I'm maintaining my sovereignty.
Speaking about mutual respect and mutual interests.
Exactly.
And this is exactly how it should be.
Exactly.
And that's it.
We cannot say
Put
anything.
under those categories, you name it, whatever you
right. But then the United States will have to look for its own interests. And its own interests and the interests of the American people is with Egypt. And, of course, their little...
the other Allahs they have.
Whoever they are. Okay?
Yes.
But definitely they have to look better. They have to learn from their own history. But because I believe the Americans, the American administration doesn't understand anything about history.
And maybe it's just that they do not learn from the mistakes.
No, they don't want to learn.
To tackle some African issues, and it's coming from Al-Ahram, talking about Ebola kicks Nigeria out of the Youth Olympic Games in China. Unfortunately, Kenya becomes the latest country to ban travelers from parts of Ebola-hit West Africa as Nigeria scrambles to stop the deadly disease. Let's go to Iraq. From Al-Ahram, we read, airstrikes target the sites of the Islamic State in Iraq in return for the massacre of the Yazidis, and 24 million euros from Germany for the fleeing Iraqis. Al-Abadi says, we are waging a war against international terrorism. Al-Abadi, or Dr. Haydar Al-Abadi to be accurate, who succeeded Noor al-Maliki, I think he does have such a job. A very tough mission. Do you think he would be able to unite the Iraqis in front of the heavy threats?
Like you, when you ask me if is Haftar going to achieve unity in Libya, I'm telling you what is going on in the region is quite striking to me, you know, because I don't believe that we have suffered from this other problem except very recent. Okay, we always were tolerant. We always had these minorities everywhere. in the region. We are an open region since the beginning of history.
I hate this word. Why I should consider any Egyptian, or I mean here in Egypt, a minority, because he's, for instance, from Upper Egypt, because he's Christian, because he's short. I mean, the word
Because he's
minority.
Shiite, because he is whatever.
What are the qualities, or instead, why to
What
choose
is
this?
the category?
The category. Why to choose this person to name him as one of the minority? Why?
I mean, you know, to me, being a little bit older than you, okay, and old enough to be your mother, okay, but at my time, Nermeen, okay, we haven't had this issue at all. At all. We had the Baha'is, we had the Shiites, we had, of course, the Christians, and we had black people and white people.
Mention the black people, because we are running out of time, unfortunately, but I'd like you to comment. I'm not going to ask you a question. It's from Al-Ahram, and it's the incident of Missouri, the new shock for the Americans. Go ahead, you have the mic.
Oh, I wish to hear. I wish to be a fly, as in England they say, on the wall. Okay, on the discussions that are going to take place in the United States. Okay, because of this incident, I wish to be a fly on the walls of Amnesty. I wish to be a fly on the walls of what I now label the Brotherhood.
Human rights.
Human Rights Watch, okay? Where are they? Where are they when the Yazidis are being killed in
Yazidis,
cold blood?
Palestinians,
No, not
anyone.
just this, the Christians.
Yep.
Why do they want the Christians to be driven out of this area? Were they claiming to be their protector all these past years? And some Christians, you know, believed the United States and thought to be their savior and their, you know, the one who will save them whenever it is necessary. America doesn't serve anyone except itself.
Yeah.
And it's what it believes, whether it be right or wrong. Okay, its interest.
Dr. Mervat Madkour, thank you very much for being with us.
You're
Have a
most
very
welcome,
good day.
Nermeen.
And before we go, I'd like just to mention this and to say our deep condolences and goodbye to one of the best ever cartoonists, not only in Egypt but in the whole world. Farewell, Mustafa Hussein.
We all grew with him around us.
And with his characters. By this we come to the end of the press review. Right after the short break we are going to come back with more in this edition of the Breakfast Show. Stay tuned only on Nile TV International.